What is up, guys? Kevin Cage back with another XRP update. Like and sub if you want daily crypto news, and let's get right into it. This video is an absolute must-see, so whatever you're doing, please stick around for all of this one. The links will be in the top of this video description because we just found a recent patent filed by Ripple Labs just weeks ago over on Demand Liquidity, ODL, the specific software that leverages XRP, the digital asset, in live institutional flows for financial institutions, banks, etc. And now it seems like it may be expanding to even beyond that use case. Remember, I am beyond confident in the years ahead for the future. Yes, short term, who knows what can happen, but I believe in this digital asset. I believe in this entire digital asset space. The cryptocurrency market has just surpassed $1.43, even $1.4 trillion. I actually have to go check that global crypto market cap. We will in this video. We just saw that Tether recently, even last night's video, and I really hope you enjoyed, pumped and printed another $1 billion plus out of thin air. So we're going to go over this crazy opportunity in this market. And keep in mind, this is not financial advice. Please just use this information as entertainment purposes only and keep doing your own research and decide for yourselves. So first things first, we will go through this. This will be linked in the top of this video description for you guys if you want to comb through this. Of course, we can see this was actually credited to Warren Paul Anderson over at Ripple. We are familiar with that gentleman. And the thread that XRP Artist, and a great content creator in this community, has provided us on Twitter. So I put his Twitter at the very top, as well as this person who may have found it. Shout out to this person as well. And I linked their Twitter on the very top. So we're going to go through this, talk about them going through an ODL, potentially even entering more of the derivatives market, a $700 trillion market, people, zero doubt. Let's get into it. And also, just a little side tangent, since I'm doing a one-take freestyle type of video, I love this cover photo. Have you ever noticed that all the instruments searching for intelligent life pointed away from Earth? So whether that, hints towards, instead of looking outside yourself, do some introspection and dig deep, or the best place to hide something is right in front of your eyes. Just like XRP, the digital asset, the black sheep of crypto that has been manipulated more than any others for good reason. Perhaps there is a greater plan for this asset. I don't care for even conspiracy theories. What I'm saying is we've already done $2.4 billion in notional value for live institutions. So if you do the fundamentals and you can afford to put money down, set and forget, and not worry about it, and you can afford to lose that money, oh my gosh, I just think the upside is tremendous in this space, and I'm beyond excited. I cannot wait for us to surpass all-time high with utility. The speculation is fun. Do I think we can go to double and triple digits with ease with true utility and adoption? Zero doubt, absolutely. I'm sick of waiting, just like you guys. All right, so right here, looks like Ripple has patented on-demand liquidity for foreign exchange. Remember, this is, $5 to $6 trillion per day in flows, and XRP's been targeting to be that intermediary between central bank digital currencies that are digital, or even if it's just traditional fiat, like the euro, the Thai baht, the Japanese yen. It doesn't matter whether it's fiat or digital. XRP, the bridge, is still needed. And cross-border payments. Remember, cross-borders, $155 trillion are sent across borders globally. This is why cryptocurrencies are actually tackling a lot of these issues in payments, or even in smart contracts and automation and decentralized data, like accurate data and oracles. It's never ending, people. It will not just be XRP, and it's not just going to be another digital asset. They're all going to be complementary. They're also going to compete in some way. And I'm just beyond excited because we've been speculating and talking about this, 2017, 2018, 2019, 2020, and just keeps going. And we're finally starting to see some sound adoption. And of course, Bitcoin is just, skyrocketing. So the patented tech is not limited to banking institutions or currencies, but may rather be implemented for any exchange of value. The Internet of Value, guys, breaking down the borders. There's still going to be permission systems, DLT networks, and yeah, centralized systems can scale more and have higher throughput. There's trade-offs, but my argument is this: the open systems will always beat the closed systems. So they're both going to exist, but there's very little open architecture in infrastructure today. Most of the infrastructure built in the payment space and the correspondent banking network was built before the internet was even a thing. We're talking 40, 50 years old. So if you don't think that it's time to update this for real-time payments, I'm beyond surprised, and it just shows your lack of research. We already had the Internet of Information. I can send a picture via WhatsApp or, Messenger or texting or Snapchat or Insta and talk to people in any country in the snap of a finger. But when I send value to them, even if it's via PayPal or Venmo, another application, or wire it, believe it or not, even if you see that money in your account sooner and it does go instantly, that's an IOU. On the underlying stack of the payments and the banks, the correspondent banking network, they have to settle the payments after that fact, sometimes days and days later. And, oh, did I tell you 6% of all payments in the correspondent banking network fail or don't even arrive to their destination? Imagine if every phone call, every text, and every email you sent, 6% of those didn't go and failed. How would you even operate a business? Exactly. This is what's happening, and these trends are our friends. So those that capitalize and attack these accordingly and actually have patience, and even if XRP dumps, I'm still holding, I'm accumulating. I've already been there, done that. I've seen it. I've seen XRP at half a penny. I've seen it at 11 cents. I've seen it at 17 cents. I've seen it under 50 cents for several years, and I've seen it at $3 plus before we are even live. I'm not about to leave right when the fun is starting. All right, so talked about this $700 trillion market for the derivatives market. Of course, analysts say it is a highly intangible market. You could argue that it is just over $1 trillion as well. No surprise. I mean, if you guys have seen how much printing globally the central banks of the world have been doing, I shouldn't need to convince you whatsoever. That's pretty evident. All right, basic concept, of course, just talking about ODL, converting ODL to XRP between different points of value, fiat to fiat transfers. We get the gist. I encourage you guys to read a variety of, blogs going over on-demand liquidity in detail, and also the correspondent banking network. All right, there were a few things I wanted to show you. Now, third party or their own, so clients can have locked up XRP or ODL, on-demand liquidity. So if you guys are familiar with the software, this is by Ripple. And their network of clients of the 300 financial institutions is called Ripple Nets. Now, they're also integrated with the biggest tech providers in the world. We're talking 10,000 plus clients. Essentially, in my mind, and this may be a little too bullish for you guys, in my mind, I think following Pareto's law, the 80-20 principle, that XRP is essentially already just going after all the money, and it's at a low value, and they're just kind of waiting for essentially, 80% or 100% market adoption at this point. Because in my mind, if they failed, they would have already gone to zero by now. They've been around for 8 years. The adoption is really growing. I'm watching them expand in a variety of countries. We already have the G20 nations and like good, 4 or 5 other countries that have given clarity for XRP and are already beginning to build corridors and utilize it. I think all the world's a stage. And I think that a lot of people are going to be, shook out in the future, which to me is sad because I am not selling my XRP. All right. So, very interesting that they can actually lock up ODL. And as I was saying, on-demand liquidity, it doesn't have to be 100% XRP. It's actually designed to be able to settle in whatever currency their clients prefer. But we know Ripple, they're pushing XRP. They're pushing new use cases for it for only XRP, such as line of credit, where they're essentially leveraging and allowing SMEs, small, medium enterprises, to buy XRP on credit via like a credit card, so to speak. And then what happens when you pay interest on those assets? They're generating more cash flow. It's just a never-ending genius banking model. Similar to what a lot of already banks do. But now these guys are putting it to the man and attacking these tier 1 banks and the monopoly of cross-border payments that JP Morgan has held over the world for so long. The world of transaction banking, guys, is very profitable for these incumbents, these old players. They will not go down without a fight. So if you're wondering and you just want to get rich easy by investing, and if you're just buying XRP today and you think you're going to be rich tomorrow, you're going to have to earn it, because it has been a long, difficult road. And since going, I mean, of course, many of us are in profit now that have been dollar cost averaging, but zero doubt. And then also we can talk about Moby, we can talk about Internet of Things, just on and on and on. They're all going to be connected. So I love what he says right here as well, just integrations and working with a variety of devices, AR, VR. We're living in a future, not to rant too much, but we're literally going to someday, if you guys watch like TV shows like Black Mirror or whatever, we're going to have eventually where surgeons, like heart surgeons, can work remotely, put on a VR headset, and essentially use a robot to perform surgery on someone else in another location. And if you think that is way too far-fetched, well, go back to the 1800s and consider holding a phone, which is just a super powerful computer in your hand. Exponential growth, people. It's going to keep compounding. And me speculating on what the internet of value is going to be like in 10 years is like us in 2005 trying to speculate on, how big apps like TikTok and all those silly things would become. They're huge. Even the biggest businesses in the world are leveraging them. And even on YouTube channels now, YouTubers get more views than the nightly news, at least some of them. I'm talking kids that review toys. It's crazy. and it should not be surprising. All right. So not just banks, that's the biggest thing, guys. Businesses, households, charities, everything can essentially via a single API connect to RippleNet. And then if you guys saw 𝙒𝙘𝙀𝙀 tweet kind of breaking it down as well and speculating, full disclosure, speculative, talking about essentially creating just a decentralized app where everybody can plug in to an open distributed ecosystem. Now, RippleNet, yes, it's a closed permissioned ecosystem. The XRP ledger is becoming more and more decentralized by the day. That's how it works. Just like the internet, top-down approach, people. Bitcoin started from the bottom and then tries to become, they start at the bottom, very decentralized, and then try to reach mass adoption. Ripple kind of has decided, no, we're going to be smart and do what the internet did. Start off with a few big financial institutions, governments, universities, things of that nature, and then scale accordingly to everybody else. That's, the smartest thing in my mind. It's quite evident. If you've ever heard David Schwartz give his commentary about that, absolutely love it. Such a genius. All right. System guarantees a fixed exchange rate, all of that. You guys get it. Rich data, understanding how much everything will cost before you sign a transaction kind of makes sense. Silly technology that we should have had 10 years ago, if you ask me. But luckily, fintechs like Ripple that have the money to do so and are a lot faster and more versatile, adaptable than banks can do this. And right here, remember the Nostro accounts, these pre-funded accounts and institutions can be eliminated. So the trillions of dollars, notice estimating $10 trillion overall globally, that's just kind of sitting in floats. Even if you want to say it's a trillion, or if you want to say high estimates that we've heard even Brad Garlinghouse say years ago that he doesn't say anymore, of 27 trillion, use your imagination. So cutting that down, and then even maybe holding XRP instead to pay half a spread and utilize all the benefits of that to interoperate with any point of value. I'm going to keep making videos even when XRP surpasses all-time high. I don't know if it, happens this year, if it happens next year, but I'm going to be doing that regardless because I love this stuff. And then I'll probably turn this channel in the future as, more, trading, and probably do more of that and look at more investment opportunities in the world of real estate, or really just kind of stick with digital assets for that matter. It's beyond exciting. There's so much opportunity. So also excited to see what galvatron's commentary is on this. Anyways, enough of this ranting. I want to show you some good stuff now. And keep in mind, the patent in those Twitter profiles, XRP Artist as well as 𝙒𝙗, are in the top of this video description for proper credit. Okay, so I encourage you guys to go through this as well. It's endless and I'd have to zoom in and it would kind of be really hectic to break it down. So let's see, cryptocurrency market cap today. Yep, I wanted to be conservative and say 1.3 because I knew it was like 1.38 last night. We're at $1.4 trillion. The asset class that will swallow all others. Now, I'm very mixed, as you guys can tell. I'm all over the place with my emotions. As you know, this channel is just over news. On Patreon, I do charting and TA, but sometimes I'll do, a vague little chart video for YouTube. And last night I did, and I'm truly at a standstill. Like, if XRP follows the other digital assets, yes, we're going to break through and go to $1 plus. But if we reject some of those levels during such an environment where LPs are offline, trading is halted, and the SEC allegations, I still cannot ignore the possibility of, bad price action in the meantime. And of course, I'm one of those people that believes, just like all these assets that have gone parabolic, we're talking, 300% plus, 600% plus. That's what I believe for XRP to happen in due time. And I believe it happens this year. I just don't know if we rock it now or what happens, because I still know we have gaps. I'm not potentially sure there. So I'm really, with my trades, I'm focusing on other assets that I can read a lot more clear. I hold a bunch of XRP. It's locked away. I don't care what price it goes to. Essentially, guys, just to make it known, it's all love here for everyone in the XRP community. You hold XRP, it is all good. I straight up like everyone in this area, in this community. And whether we agree on these short-term movements, it doesn't matter. It truly doesn't. We both agree that XRP is going up long-term. The SEC or any other organization will not stop it. We already have clarity from many of these central banks. So I'm not worried about that. I'm holding on for dear life. And the different opinions in the space, they keep it, very healthy. Speculation is good and smart, and it keeps the gears turning in my head. So when I hear someone say, "Nah, Kevin, you're wrong," as long as they're not saying you're an idiot for having a different opinion than me, it really kind of helps me start seeing things and, analyzing and evolving my approach. So I always do appreciate that as well. All right. And remember, famous quote before we keep going and to show you some of the examples. Tether minting. This means they printed this out of thin air. $100 million right into crypto. And of course, we're awaiting this big lawsuit with Tether. I've been preaching this forever. I get made fun of for talking about Tether being a legitimate concern of mine in this market where it could crash. And it does scare me. But yeah, we can keep going. I'm making money. I don't care. I'm going to keep trading and taking advantage of these moves. But I have to talk about the elephant in the room, which is Tether. And the charts will do what they want to do, but be aware of that. And if you didn't think this was a lot of money that was minted, and it also shows all the transactions on EtherScan, you can literally look. A $1 billion was minted out of thin air, guys. You can find all of this on a Whale Alert. You can follow them on Twitter. This money is why I go, ooh, we're pumping. And I hope we keep going. I would love for XLM to push and hit 60 cents. I have not checked it today. I would love XRP to finally push and hit that weekly R3 of $1 plus. But there still are other scenarios. Nothing is guaranteed in the world of TA either. So, famous quote by 𝙒𝙑𝙘𝙧: prepare for the worst, capitalize on what's to come. Now remember, if XRP does dump like crazy and closes those gaps, I'm going to go all in again, just like last time, with the biggest bag that I have ever bought. And if I'm completely wrong and XRP just rockets once and for all, it never retests those levels, it just keeps going, doesn't even touch those recent lows, that is awesome. And I hope that. I mean, you guys have no idea how boring it is to make YouTube videos when we go down in price. It sucks because then everybody hates you. But if XRP rockets like we want, I'm going to hold it, and I'm going to troll on Twitter and just post a bunch of Doge gifs. So that's the game plan. And I'm joking about that. I'll be back to work. All right, so right here, Mastercard. Mastercard will let merchants accept crypto in their payments this year. So remember, Mastercard, Visa are competing with the likes of which group that we talk about? UnionPay. Do not sleep on UnionPay. Right into China, we have a digital Cold War occurring. We know that Ripple's partnered with 𝙒𝙗𝙏𝙀𝙀. They're in Brazil. They're partnered with, Alipay, all those, little groups and subsidiaries, Tencent, WeChat, their little connections. Cannot sleep on this, guys. This is lowering the barriers to entry, making it more accessible for grandma to buy crypto, right? And then we're ideally going to see some real growth in this ecosystem. So I'm not sure if this is the bull run, or if this is like a really nice bullish move for the next few months and we get some run-ups for the next few months and then we get another correction. So we will absolutely see. March 2020 maybe just gave me some PTSD. So, and I didn't mean to say PTSD. I take that very seriously, but it did traumatize me a bit, as it did for you guys. So right here, according to a source familiar with the matter, the functionality will see Mastercard customers' digital currency payments settled in crypto at participating merchants. At first, for the financial giant, the company has not yet disclosed which digital currencies it intends to support or where. We know Mastercard and Visa were, battling it out for those bids on Earthport, and then Visa bought Earthport for hundreds of millions of dollars. And they are a long-time Ripple partner that Chris Larson used to talk about all the time. Why? Because it's a hub-and-spoke multi-currency model. The perfect partner that has reach within the entire globe in the infrastructure of payments and XRP interoperability. I do not comprehend how anybody is missing all this and doesn't actually believe it, because they're just reading an article and it says XRP is a security. That's laughable. So laughable. I'm just so beyond excited for this. Zero doubt in long term, whatever you believe, it's all good. And even if, we're wrong about this year, and at least what I'm thinking with massive pullbacks, with Tether imploding eventually, because I think it would, but maybe when Tether implodes, XRP moons, and I'm an idiot. But I just fear, Bitcoin CME gaps. I fear gaps that we have for XRP and other digital assets that 9 out of 10 times they do close eventually. I want those gaps to be closed so that we can full send to $10 plus, but we will absolutely see. I have plenty of alts, as I've shared on Twitter. I still have 50% of my entire portfolio on the sidelines in cash. Now, keep in mind, I've made incredible gains, just like everybody in the past few months, like sickening gains. So I'm very happy with that because it makes up for some losses that I had in the summer. But I'm really just overall keeping that cash on the side. And if I'm right, this is life-changing money where I'll be able to double up and buy more XRP than I've ever dreamt of. If we moon now for good and I'm wrong, awesome. Please do. I am sick of waiting. So I just want to be completely transparent. That's where I'm at, trying to, just like I said, that 𝙒𝙑𝙘𝙧 quote, prepare for the worst and capitalize on what's to come. So either way, I'm going to capitalize. Yes, there's going to be some opportunity costs, but that's just where my brain is right now. All right. Far from perfect, but I'm just trying to learn and adapt. All right, this is also really cool. So we have maps, guys. If you're familiar, and you guys know, if you've been following me for a while, I try not to talk about it too much because I get really awkward, but I am a huge advocate for suicide prevention and PTSD. And MAPS right here is the Multidisciplinary Association for Psychedelic Studies. Just wanted to share because I was on Instagram and did see that they're now actually going to be accepting donations in cryptocurrency. Unfortunately, I did not see XRP listed, but nonetheless, very, very cool. All right. Right here, huge news for iTrustCapital. So, of course, we see XLM on their website. We know Chainlink is coming, and now we have Polkadot added to iTrustCapital. So remember, in every single video, you can literally come down, video description, and then you can click that second one, iTrustCapital. I have one of my Roth IRAs there. It's gone up exponentially. Yes, I used to have, a good amount in Vanguard and Fidelity and mutual funds, index 500 funds, whatever you want, and it would do well. But with crypto, just even rolling some money into there because I can't really contribute anymore, we're talking going up 2x, 3x, 5x, and it's just absolutely insane. Keep in mind, even Polkadot is skyrocketed, and it's just getting started in my mind for the years ahead. So very exciting, highly recommend. I've had dozens of people do this. They give me great feedback. Every service I recommend in this video description, guys, are things that I actively use, not things that I heard were cool or like once. It's things I actively use to this day. So I take my reputation extremely seriously. Just wanted to point that out. And also, in every single tweet I make, you can go to my profile. The very top tweet on my page has all the services as well. So links in the description. So iTrustCapital, Polkadot, Stellar. I'm so excited. We know there's gold and silver. I just really want them to keep adding more digital assets. So, if there's dips, maybe I'll even roll some more money over from, Vanguard and attack them if I can. So beyond excited for that, wanted to share. Also, Coinbase. Remember back in July, we had a blog naming a bunch of assets that they would essentially be looking at to add in the coming months. Well, it's been a while, coming up on a year, we can see these assets for review. And, obviously it's pretty simple. We can see Ampleforth has not been added. It's been pumping. 𝙈𝙐𝙎, one of my DeFi babies. And this is a bigger market cap one. I like these sleepers that are in the top 300, 500 that have a lot more upside in market cap potential. Ocean Protocol, another one of my holds. Hashgraph, of course, it's, on another level. Same with Fetch. And yeah, I love these assets, so we're going to keep an eye out on them to be added. Same thing with like VeChain, ADA, a lot of assets. RSR, reserve rights. I really need to get more of that. But yeah. There's too many assets, guys. I cannot hold every good project. So there's people that are beating me in gains all the time, and that's fine because I think long term, we're still gonna make more money than the average Joe by having exposure to this market. It's hero or zero, so I'm beyond excited. And also, just asking Coinbase when they're adding these assets: DOT, ADA, VeChain, HBAR, Ocean, QNT, Kava, and XRP back for the US customers, obviously. All right, so almost done here. We're going to finish up with two things, and then we'll call it a day, guys. So just a reminder, and this is the biggest advice, and I'm sure you guys already clicked another video, but overall, in this market, when things are going up 40% and your asset's going down 10%, or, holding and you're FOMOing, sometimes, and this is not financial advice, just in my own experience from being an idiot, sometimes holding and not chasing the project is the smartest thing to do, and your asset could take off at any moment. Same thing with a lot of trades I make, frankly, because sometimes I'm just being conservative and want to do scalps in and out, and I hold these assets. But I attacked one, went up 20-30%. I sold, and then that guy went up like 300% within probably 2 months after, and it's just it hurts. But at the end of the day, guys, I'd be much rather, or I'm much happier at least making some money than seeing the upside and losing it all. So all in all, I'm happy with my decisions, and I think we are in the right place at the right time. Stay confident. If you're watching people make money, it's going to happen for you. It's just a matter of time. All right, if you miss one opportunity, it is okay. Opportunities, they come and go like sliding doors. There's always going to be more, and there's no shortage of projects. So stay optimistic, please, please, please. And that's just me trying to give a pep talk to anybody that needs it right now. And like I said on Twitter, if I miss a 10x opportunity, I do not FOMO into it. I just find another one. And there are some. Just don't rush into anything ever. Sleep on it. All right, so right here, this is absolutely insane. This is HODL style. Definitely follow this gentleman. And I know we've seen this probably 589 times throughout the years. The 1988 cover of The Economist, the Phoenix cover. Now, it's just really, really creepy with, some of the verbiage they have referring to digital currencies and all of this years ago. Just pointing it out. I'm not saying it's XRP. I'm just saying, listen. So further attempts to peg currencies will flounder. Interesting, because we're seeing a lot of vouch tokens and trying to do that, but we still need a medium of exchange, a bridge asset. Right here, and not long after the next currency agreement is signed, it will go the same way as the last one. Referring to, obviously, the currency agreements that are signed, every several decades, every 100 years, just like the reserve currency, the digital asset, the US dollar today. Things are changing. As time passes, damage caused by currency instability is gradually going to mount. The new world economy, that a good should cost the same everywhere once prices are converted into a single currency. So keep in mind, I don't believe a single currency. I believe that there's going to be currencies that are interoperability protocols to help everything move a lot more seamlessly without as much friction. So that's what I believe. Talking about this whole Phoenix zone, if you guys want to read through this, I'll pause it. You can literally find this yourself online. And then last but not least, right here. So talking about 2018 when it comes. And then you can see kind of, the gold standards and things like that nature, like every 100 years. It is very, very strange. Talking about the SDRs of the International Monetary Fund, special drawing rights, just, crazy, crazy stuff. I know other channels cover this extensively. I just wanted to point this out if you guys are interested to look this up on yourselves, because I'm trying to be careful with what words I say on my channel. All right. And yep, and as I said right here, I retweeted because we have a little crypto giveaway we're doing. So anybody that retweets up this pinned comment will be in a raffle to win 100 XRP, and that will be coming Monday as well. So appreciate it, guys, and I will catch you in the next video.